I take you on a little tour around the garden. One of my hollyhocks here. Beautiful. And foxgloves. Oh, look at all those in there. What are they? Don't know. Black fly. But anyway, this one's a sort of lighter pink. This one, I mean, look at the inner parts of. Look at the inner parts of these. Isn't it? This one's a bit of a darker pink. These are my raw flowers. They're doing really well now, getting quite big and bulky. The cosmia that I put in, they're doing very well. It's this stock that I put in. One of my dahlias has come back, which is good. Some more cosmia that I put in, and I think that's not cosmia, that's larkspur, because I put them along the back because they're meant to be taller. And some more nicotinias that I put in. The dahlia come back there, but it's been eaten. It's annoying. Oh look, this is look at that stunning colour. Absolutely stunning colour. I think when that seeds, I'm going to collect them off of that. And these are orange hawksbit, I think. Orange hawks or hawksweed. Really pretty. But you can see my roses all down the bed there, all starting to come out. This is another massive hollyhock. Look at the amount of heads on that. This is a beautiful pink flower on that one. See how this is obviously a foxglove that's finished, and one of this beautiful purple rose coming up in amongst it. Smells divine, that one. That's how I love things sort of coming up amongst one another. Another beautiful rose. So smells divine. Look at that. Love roses. These were already in the garden. I don't know what these are called. I've got quite a few of these. They don't smell of anything. They were already in the garden when we moved in. But they're still beautiful. I've got 6 of them, and they always do really well. My David Austin rose, which is a climber that the children bought me, I think, for a birthday gift. This is feverfew, which is my favourite. One of my favourite wildflowers. Stunning. This one's just finished. Very similar colours to a peace rose. I need to clip that off. One of the red ones, and then we've got a beautiful yellow rose. Doesn't really smell, that one, but stunning. Then this is a climbing rose. I think this one's called Peach Melba. That smells divine. Look at the colours. Look at the yellows with the peach colour. Stunning. Then we've got, these ones are going over, but this is also a peach. I think this one's called Amber. I've actually got the label for this one. This is called Precious Amber. Stunning. Colours. Doesn't smell. Not a scented rose, but the colour is amazing. And then we've got I think it's Tiger's Eye rose. This is more like a wild, flat, unlayered rose. Stunning. This one's called Hot Chocolate. It's got a kind of scent to it. It's like a deep red, but I think as it gets a bit more mature, the flower goes like a chocolatey brown colour. And then this one, I think I showed in the last, was Diamond Dad. Looking pretty stunning along there. They always do this time of year, June. Always give me a beautiful show. Right. And catch me knitting the front of this wrap top that I'm doing, the wrap over top. Over the weekend, I had some fun with it because I think the pattern, I don't know, I knitted it. I normally knit the patterns exactly as they come, but this had me foxed, and I must admit I frogged it twice. I'll show you what it says. I'll give you a close-up of the actual pattern, and you can tell me how you would have worked it, because I haven't done it like this. I've done it how I think it should have been done. But yeah, I'll show you. Right, here's the pattern that I'm talking about. And it says, if you look here, slip 1 and then knit 16. Slip the 94 stitches onto a thread using the same needles, cast on 73 stitches. Then it says work on these 73 stitches only, and these 16 stitches disappear and they're still on the needle, but yet you're working only the 73 stitches. So what I've done is I've included the 16 in the 73, and that works out right. How would you read that? Because I've looked through the whole pattern and I can't see where these 16 stitches are worked into it. I just can't. So I did it twice as it said there, and you end up with these 16 stitches just randomly held on the needle while you're working these 73 stitches. It says work on these 70 stitches only, but that just doesn't work because you can't see these 16 stitches anywhere in the rest of the pattern. So how would you read that? Sorry if it's a bit wobbly. But yeah, done it twice, just didn't make sense. I unpicked it twice and just racked my brain over the weekend on that. And then I thought, well, no, I'm not going to do it that way. I think that the 16 stitches are part of the 73. So I only cast on enough to make up 73 stitches with the 16. Do you think that's about right? Let me know in the comments. So I didn't do it exactly as is. And I haven't made it up yet because I'm still knitting the last crossover side. I'm doing the right hand side, I think I'm doing at the minute. So yeah, looks all a bit at the moment, but I'm hoping it will come together, because that just didn't work out, but yet how I'm doing this in my head does. Because yeah, it just doesn't. You let me know how you would have read that pattern, how you would have read the pattern, and how you would have done it. Would you have done it like that, or do you see what I'm getting at with it? But there you go. So I've hung my washing out. A bit cloudy, but fingers crossed it's blowy and warm, so hopefully it won't need to be out there too long. Had in the little kitchen. I think they were coming through the window, the ants, this time, because I'd put powder around where they were coming in before. Now they're like, how else can we get in? Oh, we'll get in through the window. So that's the only bit that I hadn't put ant powder down, was on the front bit of the smaller kitchen. And they were coming up the wall and coming in the window. But they hadn't they were just round the window. I went to open the blind, and they were just everywhere. It's like battling, keeping the ants out and all sorts of things. But yes, fingers crossed that's sorted that out. So I think it is starting to warm up. It says, but that might be because the sun was on that window. That's saying that it's 30, but it isn't. I think it's about 24 in here, which is quite comfortable. I haven't opened the windows fully. I've kind of put them on, some windows you get the night catch, because we're finding that this season, if we have everything wide open, we're being inundated with flies. So, and I'm not a lover of them, and my husband just goes mad when he gets in from work and there's even just one fly in here. So I'm still sort of letting the air in, but I have read that if it's really warm, keep the blinds closed, keep the windows closed if you want to keep a room cool. But the front room, this is the front room, is southeast facing, so this would likely get warm, but the back of the house is northwest facing, so it only gets a little bit of sun when the sun's going down, and that's obviously lost its heat by then. It's normally pretty good. Normally stays quite cool and quite warm in the winter. So yeah, I'm just shaping the crisscrossy bit, and then we'll see how it pans out with doing it the way I've done it, which just makes more sense to me. So could have been a printing error if you followed that exactly, which I did twice over the weekend. I thought it doesn't, yeah. But as you saw with the pattern, just let me know. What do you think about it? So yeah, the weekend I went to go and see my son and daughter-in-law and the baby, which was lovely. It was a lovely day. They did like the hoodie, or maybe they're just saying that properly. I must admit though, they've put the blanket that I made for the baby, they've put on the cart. The little other hoodie that I knitted for the baby before she was born, she wears that a lot. I'm hoping with this one, it's a bit big for her at the moment, but I'm hoping that, she'll look nice. I'm hoping that she'll look nice in it, but doing a little bit of needle felting a different way, because the way I was doing it before, it's something I've had in my head, a way of doing it. But I'm not actually going to say, because if it fails, it's just that I have these ideas in my head and I just like to try them, even if I know the possibilities of it turning out okay is pretty low. Because it's in my head, I think, well, at least if I try, then it rests my brain knowing that you've given it a go. It didn't work, or it did work. And it's not a way that I've seen other people do it. So if it turns out all right, I'll show you the results. But I haven't really moved on much from the one that I was doing. It just didn't. I just didn't lean towards it, which I'm leaning towards the knitting. Jess is enjoying my cardigan at the moment, aren't you? It's one of my favourite cardigans, but I've got so many cardigans. I am a cardigan addict. Just can't go wrong with a cardi. So anyway, I'm going to end it here for this one. So if you like this one, please like, comment, subscribe and all that colourful stuff. So till next time, take care. Bye for now.